What's going on, everybody? Come on in, sit down. Episode number 124 of the Sit Down Mars podcast. What's going on out there, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for downloading Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and of course, if you're listening on the Sports Wire online sports radio, thank you guys so much for checking us out. Only 2 of the 4 Marks in today. Which other Mark has joined me?
Woo! This is weird. Like it was a quiet opening. I'm not used to. We need our sound guy. Stupid Primo.
Yeah, so Primo nor Michael was able to make it today. So AJ and I will join you. We're going to talk a little bit of some headlines of things that have been going on in the last month of wrestling. We're going to talk about Sting's last match. Obviously, we got to talk about that, and we'll talk about Revolution, of course. And then, AJ and I will give you your masterful, top to bottom picks of WrestleMania on the matches that have been announced so far and what we think will happen. Obviously, we're going to do one today, and then we're going to come back here in just a week or so after WrestleMania and talk to you. So, AJ, what's going on in your world, man? I know you're busy a lot with work, and but I'm glad to have you to join me today, brother.
I don't know. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in months and months. Like I think the last time I was here was when Thomas Bryce joined us, and that was what, in fucking February, like the beginning of February.
Yeah, it was actually February the 8th. Actually, when we were inducted to the Sports Wire Online Hall of Fame.
I hate it when life gets in the way of nonsense that I would rather be doing than like I don't want to go to work. I just want to talk wrestling. Like let's just do that.
Right. Yeah, and I want to say too that I always appreciate good feedback. So we got a lot of feedback on the Sean Galway episode. He is doing well. He is jumping right into rehab, as he's talked about if you listen to the podcast. And if you also listen to the podcast, you probably also told me that my microphone was taking a big shit throughout the whole throughout the whole thing. I realized this. I know this. But, I don't know if you guys have noticed yet, but I have a brand new microphone. This thing is beautiful. I love it. And hopefully I'm sounding a lot better and it's not cutting out at all. And the shit won't happen, anymore. So thank you for all the feedback. I had a lot of people, we got messages, had people telling me at the Iron Spirit Pro show, like, hey man, like that show, but your podcast was your microphone was really, going in and out. And when I was listening to it first, I was like, oh no, because that particular microphone that I had before, once it cut in and out a lot, it was probably going to do it for the whole podcast. So, but hopefully, so I consulted some fellow podcasters and did some online research, and hopefully I sound a lot better now. So
you do. I didn't want to say anything because I felt bad. I thought you were like emotionally attached to that microphone.
It's like it was the one that I bought when I'm like, okay, I'm a fucking podcaster now. I got me a podcast microphone, but honestly, like now I have a podcast and microphone, you know what I mean? So, thank you, Primo. Primo is joining in the chat. Thank you, sir. That's what I need to hear. He said I sounded great.
Primo.
So that's perfect. We miss you, brother. And
I don't miss you.
Yeah. Well, so we'll have.
I don't miss you at all.
Back.
We don't need you. Like, go fuck yourself. Several times over.
That's the AJ answer we were looking for.
Fuck you.
All right, brother. Let's talk a little wrestling, man. Let's kick it back, AJ. We had some deaths in wrestling over the last few weeks and month, man. But let's talk about first. Let's talk about the one that died first in order, I guess. The late great Ole Anderson.
Ole Anderson.
Yeah, the one half of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew.
The voice of Shockmaster.
Dude, yes, yeah. Like he was the brainchild of that, wasn't he? Like, I mean, obviously he didn't make him fall, but like that was kind of like his, that's what he wanted to turn him to. But let me tell you, man, like I come from '80s wrestling, right? And Ole was, how we talk about Haku, these days, like everybody's like, oh, that's the baddest son of a bitch. Well, in my days, Haku was Ole.
Really?
Yeah. Ole was the badass. He was, he was the one that nobody would fuck with, listen to. I know he kind of helped, run some territories and that kind of stuff. And man, he was the epitome of heel to me. You know, he was beating up on my guys, man. He beat up on Boogie Woogie Man. He beat up on the Rock and Roll Express dude. So I mean, so naturally, I hated this guy for real. You know what I mean? But as I got older, and you know, my dad like loved him. I'm like, he's so basic. He's wearing like these burgundy trunks and burgundy boots, and but a straight ass kicker, like nonetheless. You know what I mean? But
I remember. So like the wrestling that I had to get into is like, we didn't have like wrestling shows, obviously, like, but on TBS they did this thing called, it was like Power Hour or something like that, where they would like take a bunch of matches that had happened,
right.
like throughout the week or whatever, and just run them. And Ole and Arn Anderson were always on, and I hated them so much because they were always going up against like Sting or someone else. I can only ever remember Sting because he was my favorite. Yeah. But I hated him. I hated him so much. And now it's fun to see teams like FTR and like, well, FTR when they were heels, like try and like emulate like what Ole Anderson did. That's what heel teams should be doing. Like old school, just heat is great.
Yeah, he was nasty too, man. And you know, there was a lot of stories out there about him, you know, being really shitty to a lot of, you know, up and coming wrestlers, like, you know, just, you know, beating the fool out of them in the ring. And
really, I didn't know that. That makes sense.
yeah, ragdolling them pretty good. You know, he would be pretty stiff on, you know, on a lot of guys. You know, my dad would say that too. You know, and so, but definitely like, you know, a legend. He wasn't really Arn Anderson's brother. I remember when I found that out, I'm like, what? Like,
just heartbroken.
Like no, like
why are they lying to us?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, but I don't. But you know, definitely just, you know, one of those guys, and I bought it because they kind of looked alike. You know what I mean?
They did look alike.
If, you know, I like my tag teams alike. I like them like look alike. Like that's why I'm like a Pretty Deadly fan, because those guys, like, you know, they really the gimmick look alike. But
I will never understand your Pretty Deadly fandom. I think there's so
I don't know either, man. There's some guys that come along like that and just, you know, just grab a hold to you, man. I like it, but
it's true.
But yeah, man. So. But, you know, a definite legend. I mean, you know, he was on my TV every Saturday night because, you know, they were doing heel shit a lot. So, but, you know, but man, this dude gave a lot to wrestling, and there's a lot of people that, you know, got a lot of chances because of him, you know, and that kind of stuff. But, you know, let's move on, man. The next one you're probably a little more familiar with, the late, great Virgil. Old Meat Sauce himself passed away not long after Ole Anderson, man. So what do you know about Virgil, man? Tell me your thoughts of Virgil.
I know that he would like shake people down at like conventions and stuff for like to like sign shit, which is great. But yes. No, he is one of the best face turns of all time. Like him and Roddy Piper, like when he turned on $1 Million Man.
Yeah.
I mean, he always sucked. Like he was terrible. Like he did like his little boxing gimmick, but it was never believable.
Yeah.
He always had snot coming out of his nose for some reason. Like I don't mean to shit on it. Like don't get me wrong. I love Virgil.
Sure.
Vincent was a little yeah.
Yeah. He was a great bodyguard gimmick for DiBiase.
He was. But no, I remember when his face turn, when he finally turned on DiBiase when I was a kid. I loved it. I thought it was like the best thing ever. Gonna miss Virgil and his Comic-Con appearances.
Yeah, he was always, you know, he guarantee he was always going to be, you know, at a lot of those. But, you know, with Virgil too, like I remember the pants. Remember the long boys he used to wear?
Like the circus pants. Yeah, that looked like a circus tent.
Yeah, he looked like a ringmaster out there, dude.
Or like his legs were being fumigated for like bugs or something.
Man, but
why would you pick those as your long boys? Like, just go with red or white.
Right. Yeah.
Don't go with white, because then you would see more of Virgil than you would really want to see. But just go with red. Like just have red. Yeah. No stripes. It's right. Weird choice.
Yeah, great. You know, and like, yeah, he got ridiculous after, you know, because after a while they had to break him out of the bodyguard gimmick and turn him, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And he did a lot of like crazy stuff. But is he in the Hall of Fame? Do you know? He probably should be, huh? It was kind of a big deal.
I would hope so, but at the same time, I kind of hope not, because I don't necessarily know if he
I feel
deserves.
like we would have seen that speech already if he was.
There's no way unless he went in with DiBiase. Okay, hold on. No, he is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nope.
Might be ready to go now. Then.
God, even Ted DiBiase is like, yeah, no, he shouldn't be there.
As bad as I hate to say it, yeah.
Fuck you, dick. I mean, I agree, but fuck you, dick.
Yeah. So yeah, so 2 big losses in wrestling over the last like month or so. So moving on, man. AEW's got a couple. They kind of like been in the big free agent market lately. I'm big fans. I know there's some people in this podcast that may not be big fans of Mercedes Moné and AEW, but whatever. But I mean, you get Okada and you get her. Those are pretty big pickups, man. Whether it's temporarily or whatever. I mean, they're going to treat Okada like gold. They've already put a title on him. He took Eddie's title. But what do you think about those pickups?
So I haven't really voiced my opinion. Like Okada and Ospreay. Like I am a giant Ospreay.
Yeah, I didn't mention Ospreay.
Mercedes Moné, I could give a shit about. Yeah. Like I think she is monumentally overrated. I always when she was in WWE, when she was Sasha Banks, I thought she was overrated. Yeah. I don't know. Like, so when they like made a big deal out of her, I was like, they're okay, cool. Like, I don't care. Like, if like it would have been like, I don't even know someone comparable that could have come to AEW where I would have been like, oh, that's fucking awesome. But yeah, Mercedes, sure, why not? I don't care. Yeah, it's not really big business to me. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, right. It's a cliche, right? The big business pay-per-view. I thought it was a huge signing. I thought it was big moves for them. I thought it was dumb on her part to say not long after that she'd eventually go back to WWE. It's dumb.
Yeah, she will.
But I don't know, man. Like I've always liked her, and I like her for the reasons of like I do think she's a good wrestler, but I think she wrestles a little on the reckless side. You know what I mean? And she might only have like a couple moves, but I mean that's a lot of times that's all a wrestler has, really. You know what I mean? But she's kind of a brawler. I've always kind of put Charlotte and her kind of up there as like not the best, but when they both were like kind of hot, like that was the match I always kind of like wanted to see. But I feel like Tony Khan really wanted her. You know what I mean? Like he, and he probably just gave her a blank check, but Okada, I mean, I think it just made sense for him to go to AEW. It's more his style of wrestling. It's harder hitting. It's I think he'll end up getting somewhat of a WWE run at some point.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, I just
I don't know. I think he might be wary after how Shinsuke was treated at WWE. Like they pushed him to the fucking moon. Then they're like, oh no, Japanese guy can't be the face of our company. And then Shinsuke's obviously been floundering in the mid card for the past fucking 5 years.
Sure.
So I think taking a big like Japanese star like Okada, not even just a big Japanese, Okada's one of the biggest stars in the world.
Sure.
And of course, Vince isn't there anymore. I don't know. I'm talking myself out of my own arguments. I do that.
Yeah, sometimes. But see, this is what I'm thinking long term. Jay White's already there. Big matches. He already had big matches with Okada, big feuds. So we can see that on American soil. But I think the bigger match might be Okada Ospreay at some point.
I would never stop having a boner if that was the match. Like, just the entire time.
Right. But Okada can't have these hour-long, New Japan matches, you know what I mean? So, but I think they're gonna put him over as like pretty dominant, but man, those matches are coming up are gonna be good. And if they do them right, everybody in the world could be watching that one. But
matches I don't want to see that they're inevitably gonna do is Okada Omega. I've had enough of Okada Omega. I don't want to see it. Like if they were to redo that feud, it'd be like, remaking like the Shawshank Redemption or something. Just let it be. Like, you don't need to do another feud just because they're both in the same company.
Quick hot take off of wrestling. Do you know I've never seen Shawshank Redemption before?
What did you not have TBS as a kid or teenager or
if I did, I never paid attention. But here's the funny thing: I've had it on DVD for like a couple of years. I've just never watched it.
How have you? Was it a gift? Did you buy it and then just? Not...
I bought it. I picked it up at like a flea market, like a $2 movie or something. Like
Would you watch it, please?
I know. I really do need to. It's on my list, but
spoiler alert: first. He escapes.
I want to say too, Primo said that he wouldn't say that the Sasha Banks signing was huge, though. He said maybe a wet fart, but he liked her as the boss, Sasha Banks, since she's been put out of sight, out of mind. So
I agree with Primo.
Yeah,
especially with that wet fart comment.
Yeah. AJ, next thing I want to talk about: how have you liked The Rock's involvement so far? So you think it's adding or taking away?
I think that I get what they're trying to do. Like you involve The Rock in a storyline, and more people are going to pay attention to it. I think it is massive, making the storyline massively convoluted. Because now we're gonna have 2 Roman Reigns main events, like both nights. Like it took something that was already. That they've already drug out like this entire year.
Yeah.
And promised to like conclude at this WrestleMania. And they're like, oh, by the way,
right.
here's more nonsense plot that we're just gonna throw into this shit to make it seem like it's a bigger deal than it actually is. I don't want to see Roman Reigns in the main event on both nights. I just don't.
Right.
And I'm terrified that Roman is going to retain. Because of
let's don't talk about like how we want the finish to be, or we'll talk about that later. But do you?
I mean, do you like The Rock's involvement?
I mean, at first I did, and then they had to take the side step because everybody was pushing back on the Rock versus Roman match, and this is how they can still fit the Rock in, turn him heel, make him beat up Cody, talk shit about his mom, literally, and and then after that, and then this is the way they can include him. Okay, we can put him in on Saturday night. You know what I mean? But that part, not really a fan of. You know what I mean? Like, like at first I thought, what are they going to do? Let Cody wrestle Rock on Saturday night? Then if you beat me, you get Roman. Well, yeah. Guess what's going to happen? There's no, suspending your disbelief on that. We're not dumb, right? But, I mean, I don't know. It's like they were already, already all in with The Rock, and they had to figure something out, and this is where they are, is where I figured, because it didn't go as they thought it would. So
how did they not know that kind of thing? They've been stringing us along with Cody and Roman for so long, and
right, Cody's the biggest baby face in your company too.
Yes, like how did you think that was going to go well? Right. If you're like, The Rock is going to be like, oh, it's me now. Like, no, he was immediately going to get turned on. Like, fuck off.
Right.
I hate it. Okay, I hate it. I hate The Rock's involvement. I didn't want to be so
like once you start thinking about it, like it doesn't really make sense anymore. It really doesn't. So yeah. All right. So we'll talk about that more. But let's see. Primo says The Rock has appeared more during this lead up to Mania than Roman has. It's true, and he's been talking. And he's been talking more. Roman talked like once while they were all in the ring, but other than that,
like one time.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Just a oddball question. You got a chance to watch any TNA since? I just want to know how it was. I don't think I am here. Like I got a little turned off by the like I watched a little bit of Ali since he's won the X Division title, I think it is, but
which I do. I love Ali, but
yeah, I haven't watched it.
No, I haven't. I haven't had the interest to take the time to actually sit down. And now that Motor City Machine Guns are leaving, so I have no interest.
Right,
in
I know. That's So WWE announced that SummerSlam is going to be in Cleveland, outside at the Browns Stadium.
I know you love your outside stadium shows.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't like the outdoor shows, obviously. Like always, I was like, I fucking hope it storms, rains like hell. I mean, they'll just put it off till the next day. That's all they'll do. But
Well, they might do it in the rain. Remember Samoa Joe and his little poncho? Like they'll go with it.
Yeah,
I like the outdoor shows.
Yeah, I just don't like the daylight of like the first half of the show. I guess it is East Coast, so it'll still get but dark earlier. But anyway, yeah, so that's okay. But happy for Cleveland. They get a big pay-per-view instead of like Fastlane or whatever they used to get. Like
the roadblock,
right? Yes, Battlegrounds, Cleveland. But they would always like, so it would always be like the one after Mania too, like the one nobody's going to. Same shit gonna happen. Ain't no title change.
It's fucking Cleveland. No one wants to go to Cleveland. Like it's the rustiest city in the history of this country. It's so rusty there.
Yeah.
But that being said, I would like to get that's only like 6 hours from here. I would totally drive to Cleveland to go to SummerSlam.
I went to SummerSlam in Raleigh. I believe it was 2001. It was the last time I went. Your last note here, man, before we jump into Sting's. There's things that's happened since then. But what do you think about Edge being the TNT champion?
Indifferent.
Yeah,
like I don't like.
I like doing it, trying to make him a little more important.
Yeah, but he's not going to be.
Yeah,
like at this point, Christian is more important than Edge is. Like he just is.
Yeah, that Aqua match was pretty good. I liked it.
But it was. I really, really liked the match. I didn't care who won. Right. I would have been happy with either outcome.
Right. All right, let's jump into AEW Revolution, man. Basically, everybody and their brother was watching this match because it was going to be Sting's last match, which was the main event. But this match was held in my old stomping grounds, or close to home anyway. I grew up about an hour and a half south of Greensboro Coliseum. So that's where they had AEW Revolution. Very cool that they did it there. Just, Sting wrestled Flair and Steamboat and, tons of guys like that in that Coliseum forever and ever. So it was a very cool place to have it at. They had a very big stage in there, which I thought was pretty cool. I bet that thing was like took a lot of pieces to get in that place because that's Greensboro Coliseum. It's an old Coliseum, man. It's been around for a long time. They had a packed house, which I was always awesome to see.
Yeah.
So just to run over a couple of matches, just kind of remind you what happened. Christian obviously retained the TNT Championship, lost it to Edge later, or Adam Copeland. Yeah, but he beat Daniel Garcia on this night. Eddie Kingston had retained the Continental Crown Championship against Bryan Danielson before he lost it to Okada here not long ago. But in the 8-man scramble, Wardlow ended up winning that, which I thought was a nice shine because they're already doing the shit like he's going to be out of the faction here pretty soon. Mm-hmm. Adam Cole said he's not doing his job, so you already see like why even put him in if he's going to be out? Like what I mean. But anyway,
they needed to give him some sort of momentum, some sort of turn. I don't know. I don't get it either.
Yeah, maybe probably the biggest match as far as championship titles, international championship. Roderick Strong finally wins the belts, or not really finally wins the belt. Orange Cassidy finally loses the belt. Really,
finally lost.
He's had it for quite a long time. Roderick Strong's now the new champion. It's kind of been fun. Kyle O'Reilly returned.
I did like that. I was pumped to see Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, that kid looks like he needs some sleep, man. That dude was. Yeah, that dude was he looked a little tired, man, but I'm glad he's back. I've always kind of been a fan of his, like the old striker technique. But yeah, so he won. I was kind of surprised by the winner of this match. I guess this is FTR. I thought Greensboro, they're not losing here, but they did lose to Blackpool Combat Club. But this
good
match was,
by the way.
Yeah, this match was bloody as shit, but and then I noticed right here too, I'm like, fuck man, there's only been 5 matches and we're already at like the 2-hour mark. I'm like, this is like going to be close to a 5-er with Sting going on. I don't know what I end up putting down as the final, but Toni Storm retained the AEW Women's title against Deonna Purrazzo. Probably it was tough, man, but this match was good. I enjoyed Eddie and Brian too, but Konosuke Takeshita and Will Ospreay, they had the crowd going crazy, fight forever, all that shit, man.
That match was so good. I almost forgot that it was Sting's retirement match that was coming up.
It was good, man.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it really was, man. Yeah, Takeshita, I feel like he's becoming kind of like that, like golden goose. Like everybody's just having such good matches with him. That dude is just, just crazy good, man. Just crazy good. Yeah. But I like him being a heel, putting him with Don Callis like that. That works perfectly. So your co-main event, Samoa Joe retained the title against Swerve. When I drive, Swerve, when I drive. Yeah. But
that was good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. All right, so
no, I meant your little rendition there.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you. All right, so we get to the main event. We know that it's Darby versus Sting versus Darby and Sting versus the Young Bucks, and nobody's really like on the sides of the Young Bucks lately. So there's bet the house and the farm. No way Sting's losing his last match, right? And and it did ended up winning the match. I thought this match was good. I didn't think it was great. I thought it's a matter of time before Darby like seriously hurts himself. Like that glass spot was nuts, dude.
It was gross. Like it was gross.
Yeah. But I know he wanted to do something like that to kind of put his mark, so to speak, on the match. But I loved it, man. Like what I really liked about this match, like watching it, it went the way it should have, and I liked that the Bucks like made him look good. But I felt like Sting was like, all right, I'm going in this match tonight, man. I'm gonna give it all whatever I got in the tank because I'm going out, and just try to get a little bit of the old school back in. And I thought it was perfect for that, man. I thought it was perfect send off. I thought he did, just phenomenal, man. I love like the touch of his kids coming out dressed as,
oh my God.
Like that was cool as shit, right?
I went absolutely as an adult because as it's well documented, Sting is my favorite wrestler of all time. Look at my little wait, where is it? Which way? There we go. Look at my little face paint up there. It's Surfer Sting. Like he's favorite of all time. And to see his sons come out as Crow Sting or Wolfpack Sting and Surfer Sting, I lost my fucking mind. I felt like I was 9 years old again. It was and holy shit, do his sons look like him?
I know, right? And it was like, right, and like they look perfect in those outfits. Like it was, I've since read some of the stuff that some of his kids have read, and they were preparing for this like for over a year now. Yeah,
because neither of them are really like wrestlers, but
super cool. And I honestly I thought it was a perfect send off, man. I thought it was great. I love that. See Sting go out like this. I give the whole pay-per-view probably a B+. There was like 3 or 4 matches that carried it.
So
out of 9.
They could put I don't know, who do I fucking hate the most out of everyone? They could put fucking Bianca Belair in 8 straight matches and have Sting's retirement match, and I would still give the pay-per-view an A. That's how much I thought the send-off was just so perfectly done. The fact that Ricky Steamboat was there, Ric Flair was there, fucking all of, like, wasn't Lex Luger there too? Like,
yeah, he was in the back. Yeah,
fucking amazing, just amazing, and like it was just pop after pop after pop. Like I my favorite thing as a kid was when Sting would no sell something, he'd pop up, pound his chest, and he did that to like fucking super kick party. Like it was amazing. Like so realistically, it's probably like a B- pay-per-view, but I don't care. Yeah. A solid A because of Sting.
You know a funny fact about the Greensboro Coliseum?
Yes, I
That's where I took Lindsay on our first date.
You took her. What was happening in the Greensboro Coliseum when you took her there?
SmackDown.
You took your wife to a SmackDown show. I mean, that could work out. I mean, it worked out, but that could have gone south very quickly, my friend.
Okay, so I had tickets to the show. Back then, I was bartending. I had tickets to the show, so I drove up there, right? And as I drove up there, and excuse me, I had a couple tickets to the show. The scalper that I knew had hooked me up with him. So she claims that but the real story is that a buddy was supposed to go with me and then didn't, and then he backed on me like not long before that.
She wasn't even your first choice?
I mean, female, yes, she was, but I was already going with a buddy who backed out with me. So, I was crushing on her. I was like trying to find, I was like, hey, I'm going to wrestling like Greensboro. You want to go? Like, but I told her like buddy backed out with me. She claims it was a lie, but
your now wife, of several years,
yeah, Primo said DB ever the romantic.
Yeah. You took her to a SmackDown show, and she was a replacement.
I did, dude. I did. And so I meet there. My buddy goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "I got you some floor seats." I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be dope." He didn't tell me they were the last row on the floor seats, so we went and scoped out some better seats, where we could see good. But hey, the way I look at it now, I go, "Look, I was just throwing you in the fire, see if you swam. If you didn't like it, then I would have took you home and said, thanks for the." Thanks for hanging out. We'll move on. But she hung around. She knew what I was like, pretty much, from the beginning. But yeah, it's funny. But yeah, that's the story of the Greensboro Coliseum. And there was a lot of traffic coming out of there, and I thought I was going to be smarty pants. And I was like, I know this way home. We can just go this way back. And an hour and a half drive ended up taking about 2.5. Because, us guys, we don't. It's for the days of GPS, it might have been like the MapQuest days, maybe, but it was straight up 85, like right off 85 north from my house. So I thought, I'll just get back on 85. Like I would eventually run in 85. So just kept driving, and eventually,
Did you end up?
Okay, we might be a little bit lost. So. Yeah, but anyway, man. But I thought the pay-per-view was, was pretty decent, and I thought they did this very well. And also that night they announced that St. Louis is getting a pay-per-view. I think it's called like Dynasty or something, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, tickets will be easy to get.
Yeah, I'm sure. Not being Sting's last match. But I was glad they had a good crowd for that one, though. So,
me too. I would have been sad.
I'll be interested to see a lot of people that we know are going, but Collision is coming to Peoria, Illinois.
Wait, what? When? I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's coming. I don't know when it is, but because I believe Collision and they're going to be taping Rampage. Maybe I think that's what they do now on Saturdays.
Mercedes Moné, the big draw for those. I would still go to that, actually.
Yeah,
just to go. Like,
yeah.
I mean, there's not a whole lot that they could do that would excite me.
Sure.
On a random Collision, but
yeah. Let's jump into WrestleMania, brother.
If we must.
All right, so let's talk about just matches that have been, announced so far, and then we're going to give predictions of what we think is going to happen in the main event. So first match I got is LA Knight versus AJ Styles. I mean, AJ's coming back. I think AJ runs out this contract. He goes back to, or not back to her. He goes to AEW or goes back to TNA, one of the two, and to finish out his career. Not that matters any, for fuck's sake, for this match, but but I don't see LA. I don't see LA losing.
I don't either. I mean, that's what AJ is there for now. I mean, he has had a great WWE run. Like, better than any of the other, like, big signings that WWE made around that time. Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe. Like, anyone they brought in from another company, AJ Styles has by far fared the best. So I think it'd be perfectly fine if he runs out his contract. He, eats a bunch of pins, puts a bunch of people over, runs out his contract, and then goes elsewhere to finish out his career. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and dude's in shape, man.
He's just roidy now. Jesus Christ, is he huge?
Mm-hmm.
But I think the actual match itself, it'll be a perfectly fine, AJ Styles match.
I can see this
can't
like
have a bad match.
I can see this match like opening up Friday or Saturday, like being the first match. LA goes over and everybody's happy to start. Yeah. Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. All right, let's talk about this real quick. Okay, so I'll be honest, man. Like I'm just be honest. Like I'm not into this Jey Uso, kind of push and big deal. Like it's kind of boring to me. I like the Usos together. I knew this match would eventually happen because I watched documentaries about these guys, and like one of the things they've always dreamed about is having a match against each other.
Yeah.
At Mania. With knowing if Roman's losing, I think Jimmy needs to go over here.
I hope Jim so Jimmy and Jay, like Jay's obviously like main event Jey Uso, and he's got that whole fucking yeet thing. But
my kids love it though.
All kids love it. But I think Jimmy is so much better than Jay. I really, really do. I think Jimmy is, first of all, he's hilarious. Like anytime he's on screen, like if Jimmy's on screen with a group of people, you look at Jimmy. Like he just kind of has that where you're like, okay, what's Jimmy gonna do? Yeah. Jay doesn't have that, and like he's fine, but no, I prefer Jimmy over Jay. And the match is gonna be kind of how many super kicks. We should make it.
What's the over under?
We should make a drinking game out of how many fucking super kicks. We'll be dead in 7 minutes.
25 the over under.
I'm taking the over.
12-minute match. Yeah.
Fucking one super kick every 18 seconds.
Right.
Like it'll be fine. Whatever.
Yeah. I'm just not really into the Jay thing, but
me neither.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, I mean, they eventually got to do the bloodline breakup. I mean, they can't. You know what I mean? So maybe this will kind of start that. But all right, next match is a undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship 6-pack ladder match. Man, that'd be a lot to say as a ring announcer.
Yeah.
The Judgment Day, the champs, of course. DIY is in. New Day is in. The Awesome Truth is in. Which, man, is he not killing you? Like, he's
fucking R-Truth.
The Truth. He's so funny, dude. Like
is he the funniest wrestler of all time?
Man, he probably is. Like longevity wise, like he's so funny. Like
who's even close? Fucking Santino.
I mean, yeah, maybe like humor wise, like that, probably. And there's 2 more teams to be named in this. But the Judgment Day is probably the hottest thing in WWE right now, so I think they'll retain no matter what. This will be a sick match though.
Yeah, I am looking forward to the match.
6-pack ladders. Somebody's going. Yeah.
Someone's gonna die. Hopefully it's the Miz because he's the most unnecessary one in the entire thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can see Awesome Truth having a little babyface title run with because they could. I mean, they could. It's R-Truth. They can do a lot.
And then lose the title on Monday like Zack Ryder.
Yeah. Actually.
I was at that Mania that he won it, and I was so happy for him. So next match, Intercontinental Championship. Now, see, I don't agree with this booking. I wanted Chad Gable here to take the title off of Gunther, right? And then him and Sammy can feud because I think, spoiler, but I think they got plans for Gunther later, man. Like I think he's probably going to be the one to take the title off Cody if he wins it. That's just my.
I hope so.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I don't. Cody wins. I don't see this reign being very long for Cody if he does win it. But
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
I give it 6 months, maybe.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it kind of makes a little bit of a sense here. Maybe if Sammy breaks the streak and wins the title, who do you think's going to win?
Sammy. I think Gunther. I think Gunther drops it. He needs to move up. Like he's done everything he can do with the Intercontinental title, and I don't think Sami Zayn is the right choice, but I still like it. Like because I love Sami Zayn.
Sure. They could end up adding Gable in the make of the 3-way, and then Gunther don't have to take a pin that way.
But Gunther should take a pin. Like Gunther feels more like a final boss than Roman does. So I think he should have to take a pin to lose the title.
So you think Roman's reign was long as a champ? Wait till Gunther gets it. He's going on a Bruno run.
Have it for 6 years. Yeah. You know, I might be okay with that because I love Gunther that much. He's so good.
All right, triple threat title match for the United States Championship: Randy versus Kevin versus Logan Paul. Man, I'd like to see Randy have this little title. He probably hasn't. He probably has had this title at some point, but
yeah, he's a Grand Slam champ. Right?
Yeah, that's also.
I mean, why not? That's my prediction. I can see Randy Orton winning, and I'd be totally fine with it. Kevin Owens I love Kevin Owens, but he's just kind of like there lately. Like he hasn't been doing much.
Right, and that's why I think there's going to something happen here, like Kevin's going to turn heel on Randy or something.
He should. He's such a better heel than he is face.
Oh, for sure. No. All right, let's get to the meat of what they've announced so far of the shows. Women's World Championship: Becky versus Rhea. This will be a co-main on one of the nights, probably Sunday night.
Should be the main.
Should be the main, yeah. But I'll let you take this one first. What do you think's happening?
Rhea. I think Rhea retains. Like, I don't think I think Rhea Ripley retains. She should.
I think Becky can continue the storyline of kind of like, climbing her way back to the top. I think this big win was solidify like her like as a top tier woman, although we all think of her that way already anyway. If Rhea, Rhea wins. So yeah, I think but like I'm usually not excited for a Becky match, man, but I am on this one, man. I am on this one for sure.
I think it's going to be a great match. But I think Rhea retains. I really, really do.
Yeah. Next, WWE Women's Championship. There's World Championship and Women's Championship. So Women's Championship is Bayley and Io. Yeah, we got to go with Primo's girl on this one. This got to be Bayley, right?
Yeah, Bayley. Like, I think if there was a sure thing in all of WrestleMania weekend, it's Bayley and Io Sky. Bayley takes it.
Yeah, Bayley's finishing her story.
Right. Such as it is, even though she's not on any of the posters.
Yeah.
It's like a
World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins as a champ versus Drew McIntyre. Okay. I think we know what's happening here, but like any reason to put it on Drew?
No, but they're going to.
You think they are?
Yeah.
You think they are? Yeah.
Yeah. I think Seth drops it.
And then when Punk comes back, we got
Drew Punk.
We got a huge feud with some stakes on it,
Yes.
Like, yeah.
You
fucker, you talked me into it. Damn it.
Allegedly,
I really thought Seth was retaining. Go ahead.
I don't think it. No. I mean, I don't understand why they're going to put it on Drew, but also allegedly, Drew McIntyre has dingleberries. I'm just going to throw that out there. There was some story I read about how he has dingleberries all the time.
Gross. They've been talking about his like perforated eardrum a lot lately.
Does that cause dingleberries?
Maybe in reverse.
I'm not the biggest Drew McIntyre fan. Like, he's fine, but whatever.
I feel like we all were really on his nuts back, in 2020, and all that kind of stuff. But he has mentioned a lot about winning in front of fans and in front of people, and I'm gonna stick with Seth because. I don't know. I just don't think Seth usually loses big matches, but I mean, this could be a way for him to lose a big match. But all right, so let's talk about the heat and the meat Saturday night first, though. So Cody and Seth versus Roman and The Rock. Stipulation is if Cody wins, the bloodline is banned from ringside. Nobody out there but Roman, I think it is, and if The Rock and Roman win, then it's bloodline rules, which is basically anything goes.
Who do you think's winning?
Well, I think The Rock and Reigns are going to win.
Perhaps,
so, yeah. So they can make everybody tune in on Sunday night. they can stack the odds the biggest for Cody to knock down. He's going to have everything, he overcome everything, adversity. And, I think they're head for that storyline. Cody's mom is going to be there.
Well, I saw something, I think it was on like Squared Circle or something like that, where someone has the theory where they're going to do like an Avengers Unite kind of storyline with Cody, where like, because the Bloodline's going to try and interfere, but then everyone that like Roman has previously beaten, minus like Bryan Danielson, Edge, like people who are currently gone, like will come out to try and aid Cody, which doesn't make a lot of sense because a lot of them are heels now. So
yeah.
But yeah, I saw that and I was like, that might be interesting if they did that kind of situation. Like if Seth comes out, if Finn Balor comes out, if Kevin Owens comes out, if Jey Uso comes out, like it'd be kind of cool, I guess. Yeah. A little overbooked, but it's going to be overbooked anyways.
Yeah. Primo said he thinks there's going to be a lot of title changes for Mania.
I agree with them.
Yeah. Because, I think just about everyone could. Like, what's the safest title? What's the safest title for retaining?
Honestly, I think Rhea.
Rhea, yeah, that's probably a good pick. I would probably pick the Judgment Day because I just think they're just going to pull it out.
Yeah, that's.
They could, like I said, they could shine on Awesome Truth or something just to be funny, but
they've got to start doing something with that Money in the Bank briefcase, though. Like,
yeah,
they need to do it soon because now exactly. I think most people have
like a couple months is Money in the Bank. I think, isn't it?
Yeah. Do something.
Yeah, June something. Yeah. All right, so I think that's what I think will happen too. So, if we think that'll happen, so Sunday night, odds stacked against Cody, Bloodline rules, anything goes. The Rock's going to try to screw. He's going, there's going to be all kind of like, fuckery and debauchery and shenanigans and trying to fuck Cody over, right? But I think Cody's going to win this time finally. I do think it'd be fucking hilarious if Roman retained. I would go right to Twitter and watch the fun just unravel. Just watch everybody lose their fucking minds.
Like if Triple H was a troll, absolutely. Like having retain at Mania and then drop on the Monday after Mania.
My mom's gonna lose her mind if Cody don't win.
I mean, he's gonna win, but you know what is gonna be like? I think the universal reaction after the match is going to be, well, Cody should have won that shit last year. Like, I think it is going to be so overbooked and underwhelming at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to have the same impact that it would have had a fucking year ago.
Yeah. So Primo said he thinks the tag titles are safe, and he thinks the Senior Money in the Bank is going to hold it forever.
I can't hold it much longer.
Primo said he thinks this will lead to, after Cody wins, I'm assuming, versus The Rock at SummerSlam, get the
no way. Ones. I think The Rock is going to Cleveland to face Roman Reigns.
Hey, you think they're going to break up?
Oh, yeah. Roman's going to turn face. He's going to go away and then turn face.
Yeah. All right. Well, Primo said he's originally thought Rock was going to turn on Reigns, but he's changed his stance. But all right, so we usually do this, man. Like, how excited are you about Mania on a scale of 1 to 10? I mean, it's still Mania. Still a lot of fucking awesome, decent matches. Like, I'm looking at the, what we just, talked about, top to bottom, and like, I don't see a bathroom break match that jumps out to me like, oh yeah, I'm making a sandwich when that one's on, or, they might throw something on there, you know what I mean? But, you can always pause. But I mean, top to bottom, this looks pretty good right now. I like it.
If you throw Punk in the mix, I would be more excited.
Mm-hmm.
Right now,
he's in the mix. He's going to be some sort of, he'll be there.
I meant like give him a match.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or if he had a match. Overall, though, yeah, it's going to be a solid card, but at the same time, there's a lot of it that I don't necessarily care about. Like Drew Seth, like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay. Here's what I am excited for. The Bailey match. I'm excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther and like the tag team match. Like, I'm not even really excited for, like, the Rock involvement has soured me so much on like the two main events that I'm just like, sure, why not? Like I would put myself at like a 6.
Right. Like I don't think Rock is like soured me. I just think like he's just not really adding to much to it anymore. But I mean, this, long term, this doesn't make sense like a Primo's, right? If you end up doing that long term, it's a way to, kind of, get him in there, and then, but I mean, I'm decently excited. I'd say, about probably a 7, maybe, I guess that's probably, about safe, but,
Primo's super excited, by the way. 8.5.
Nice.
That's
and it's on his daughter's birthday, even better.
It is on his
birthday cake and wrestling. Heck yeah, man!
Dynamite combination of things.
For sure. Cake anytime is.
Wish I had some cake right now.
Right. Yeah. So all right. So that'll be WrestleMania. There, we'll be back. See, about a week or so after WrestleMania to talk about all the results and stuff. So before we go,
this is going to be a really dumb question. When is WrestleMania? is it too like a week from? Is it April 6th?
Not this weekend, but next.
Okay, I know. Yeah, who said I didn't know?
Of course, like
bunch of fucking liars. That's who said I didn't know.
Right.
So dumb.
Right. All right, so let's talk about what's going on in our independent wrestling world. Last Saturday, we had another Iron Spirit Pro show in Normal, Illinois. This one was, March 23rd, last Saturday. So basically, in a nutshell, Craig Mitchell was able to retain the Iron Spirit Pro Championship over Dion Roosman, and 815 was able to retain the titles against Shane Boucher and Jay Marston of the Hate Keepers. A lot of good matches that night. John Bonhart, Dustin Mosley led off the night. I thought was a good kind of hard-hitting match to kind of kick off the card. Zach Abstract and Trevor Outlaw was a good match. So
fuck you, Trevor.
But post-match in the main event, Craig was beaten down on Dion. Solomon Tupu made the save to come in, and he made his intentions known to Craig that he's coming after the Iron Spirit Pro Championship. So stay tuned for that. See what happens with that. May 11th is our last show of the season, so to speak, before we head out on our summer schedule. So, a couple dates to look at if you listen to the pod. Well, bonus, I'm going to give you some dates that a lot of people don't even know yet. So, because I can do that. So,
yes, you can.
So May 11th is our next show in Normal. If you're around the Bloomington Normal area, June the 1st, we're going to be doing a couple matches at the GameCon convention. Or did I just say that twice? Didn't I? GameCon.
So you just said game convention, basically. That's what it's called.
So whatever that thing's called is going on June the 1st. Actually, will not be there, but
whatever.
I'll be doing some matches. AJ will be there. So June the 1st. Well, I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna be there. I'm saying I have stuff to do that day, but you never know. May end up there. But
at the GameCon,
at the GameCon, the game convention, GameCon game convention. And then the following Saturday for June the 8th, we're going to be doing a couple matches. We always do a yearly show at the Normal Corn Belters. They are a independent baseball league in Normal, Illinois. And this will be the 3rd year, I believe. Yeah, that we've going to be doing a show there. A couple. We do about 4 matches after the baseball game. So if you're a baseball game and a wrestling fan, Normal, Illinois, June the 8th is where to be.
Have good hot dogs there too.
They
do
hot
dogs at the old corn crib.
They do. But the big date that you want to put on your calendar is July the 20th. It's our big summer show that we have every year. We had it's AJS. I think it was like close, like 400 or 500 people last year. It was ridiculous.
Yep, it was packed.
Yeah, it was packed house. That's our biggest show of the year. We got food, we got alcohol, we got shaved ice, we got
burger trucks.
Yeah, burger trucks, sit down marks. People are going to be there, so all kind of stuff going on. But put that one on your calendar, man. It's always our biggest show of the year. Always fun. It's going to be at the Station Saloon in Bloomington, Illinois on July the 20th. It's our biggest show of the year, so check it out if you're around there, and put that one on your calendar. So, but let's flip, man. Let's talk about Dreamwave, man. We got that show coming up in April the 19th. Will be Uprising 2, which is the Dreamwave women's division. It's all women's card. It's going to be they're going to be doing these, I believe, every other card. So Dreamwave only runs 6 times a year, every other month. So it'll be about 3 of those a year. But the women's matches are not, secluded to, just the shows. They'll be, wrestling on the regular Dreamwave shows too. But April 19th and 20th, of course, both shows are already sold out. IWTV, Independent Wrestling .tv is if you just punch in IWTV, it's going to come up. It's a $9.99 subscription to watch the very best independent wrestling. So it's going to be on the show that night, or is going to be on IWTV. Not sure if it's on main event, but for the Dreamwave Championship is going to be Old Evil Christian Rose putting the title on the line against the Base God, Gringo Loco. I was excited to be able. I'd never gotten to announce Gringo, and I got to announce them at the last show, so that was really cool. Yeah, I want to talk about that soon too. But April 19th and 20th is got a big card going on there, man. Probably the big one, man. Hartenbauer and Manders are having, they never did really get to, kind of finish their feud, and this one's going to be a big match.
They're going to beat the fuck out of each other.
Oh my God, yeah. Wasted Youth versus the Hype is going to be a huge match there. The Hype was the champions. They got hurt. Wasted Youth won them back. So they're the tag team champions now, and then the Hype saying they're the lineal tag team champions. So they're going to figure out who's the actual tag team champions. But Black Taurus is going to be there that night.
Black Taurus,
yeah. Dante Leon's in the building that night. Arez, I believe, is coming back. Making debut is Channing Thomas. He's known a lot up in Limitless Wrestling up in what's that little town called we used to talk about up there?
Come on.
What's it called?
Sterling.
No. Limitless. Where Limitless is held. Up there. What's the name of that town? We used to always talk about it. Anyway,
we're terrible people.
I know. Can't believe I can't remember it. But
okay.
Anyway, it's going to be a big card, and then who is people's quickly coming? One of my favorite people is Bobby Orlando. I love that guy. He's funny as hell. But also the girls triple threat for the Dreamwave Women's Championship that night on 20th. It's Anniversary 9, by the way, is the name of the card on Saturday. The 9th anniversary of Dreamwave. Those are always a big party. Man, excited for that one. Tori's going to be there. Always excited. She's always there with Top Rope Baking. She's going to have plenty of cookies. Shout out to Tori too. Yeah, and while I'm thinking about it too, man, Squared Circle Expo is going on this weekend in Indianapolis. I have a big Easter weekend with the family, so I couldn't make it. But that's going on. Dreamwave is going to be there. The Coyotes are going to be there. Hartenbauer, a lot of the women from the Uprising division is going to be there. So stop in and check them out, man. Tori's going to be there, slinging cookies, of course. But yeah, looking forward to this show in April. It's always fun to get back there.
Yeah, it's Yarmouth.
Yarmouth. There it is. God. Yeah, that was a lot of podcasts ago. We haven't talked Yarmouth, Maine in a while. But yes, Channing Thomas is known a lot up in Yarmouth. But yeah, so
Channing Thomas is known in Yarmouth.
He's known in Yarmouth. But April 19th and 20th, I'm going to be there for both shows. Come check it out on IWTV if you didn't get a ticket to get in there. So shout out to Dylan, too. Missed that kid. Hadn't seen him in a couple months or whatever.
Dylan in forever.
Yeah, I saw him at the last Dreamwave show. It's probably the last time I've seen him. But he's been hitting a lot of awesome shows lately.
Yeah, I always like hearing his reports about
where
what shows he's been to. He goes to a lot of indie shows.
Yeah,
around,
he does.
Like the St. Louis, Kentucky.
Yep. I used to do that same stuff, man, when I was like, around North Carolina, South Carolina area. And but Yeah, man, he's been to a lot of good shows lately. He's always at Anarchy, and so yes, shout out to Dylan, man. See you soon, brother. Okay, so we talked about this. Let's talk about it again, though. I got the Iron Claw delivered today. I have Iron Claw the movie. I have not seen it yet. I'm pumped for it. I'm gonna try my best to watch it tonight, but Friday night at the latest, if I don't get to tonight.
I think I'm gonna order a pizza and watch it tonight. Actually,
man,
what's on my plan?
Yeah, I'm pumped for it, and I can't believe I'm late for the party, but now that it's here, I'm excited to watch it. So
Primo watched it, right?
Yeah.
Primo, did you watch it?
Yeah, Primo watched it. I think he went to the
theater.
Went to the theater. Yeah. So, but yeah, we're going to be back. Like I said, about a week after WrestleMania is over to talk about everything that happened with WrestleMania and all the reactions. So we'll probably be back with full squad. So, AJ, you got anything for the marks out there? The Mirks?
Yeah, Mirks. I'm glad to be back.
Mirks.
It's been a couple of months. I'm pretty sure people at Iron Spirit have now forgotten who I am because I haven't been able to attend anything or.
Logan's been doing your spot, so. But no, it's a good time to come back, man. You know, May's our last show in normal. You know, you come back for that one, and then obviously July is going to be big. So, yeah, glad to have you back. Hope you have you back at the show soon.
Yeah, glad to be back here too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
I hope everybody out there is happy with my microphone.
Yeah, good mic. Watch Shawshank Redemption. Like, I don't understand how you haven't. Even though, spoiler alert, he escapes. He gets out.
One reason. It's a long movie, right? You know,
I mean, not long. It's like 2 hours.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's not 2.5. It's not like
when it gets around like 2.5. I'm like, yeah, I'll like break it into half and half. You know, like
you have to break it into half and half.
Sometimes, just depends. You know, depends on the movie too. If I'm like really super into it, I'm like, yeah, let the shit roll. But if I'm not like really into it, I'm like, yeah, I can just watch the rest of it tomorrow or another day. But so.
Terrible.
Primo said he likes the Iron Claw minus the terrible Ric Flair impersonator.
I heard that guy is just the worst.
First burp in their microphone.
In the new microphone, you can really pick up the reverberations on that fancy new microphone. What the fuck was that noise? I mean, it sounded great.
Good.
Like fidelity-wise.
Good.
It sounded great.
Good. Nice and deep.
Oh man, that's fucking gross.
Right? Yeah, it was kind of. All right, AJ, thanks for joining me today, brother. Good to see you. Glad to have you back.
Yeah, and good to be back.
Like I said, we'll be back. About a week after Mania. Hopefully, we have Primo and Michael back to talk about everything that's going on. And so, thank you guys all for tuning in. I'm the Dirty Bird. That's AJ.
Hi.
See all you brothers next time. Peace out.